gay behavior.
Yo, yo, how you doing? Welcome. I am risky behavior. Um, today's show is on why black women are divesting. To be honest with you, I don't know why they're doing, but I'm back with another Kendra G Singles live show. As y'all know, this is a show where people um come on, answer a series of questions in an attempt to find their life partner, someone to date, someone to spend the rest of their life with, basically just a dating show. And I got two videos ready to go. Both women that came on were identified as black women, and they made it a point to say that, hey, they're tired of black men and no longer wish to date them or be with them. Um, So I got the first clip ready to go. Let me just add it. Boom. First things first, as you come in, please smash that like button for me. Don't ask for no cash app, no donations of money or nothing like that. I just ask that you like the video, share it. If you enjoy the content, feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell. This is a late night, chill night, relaxing. All right, let's go ahead and jump into this first video.
But let's just wait. Ooh, child. Get the phone together. I'm gonna package you and then wait 8 seconds before you answer. Taylor, Missouri, 30. Is it Aquarius? Has an 8-year-old and works at ER. What kind of man you looking for? Wait 8 seconds.
Just someone who's actually looking for a relationship, somebody who isn't just looking for sex, someone who's financially stable. Because I mean, like, it's really hard to find men when you're like serious about dating. There's a lot of people who will sleep with you, a lot of people who will waste their time with you, but they don't want to be serious. They don't want to open up. They don't want to connect. They don't want to take the time to really get to know you as a person. And I feel like I have a hard time with that. Guys will like I have guys in my inbox all the time. They'll try to talk to me, but it's not like anything deep. And I feel like that's really hard, especially black men. And I know a lot of people are gonna give me shit, but I don't really date black men. And I'm gonna tell you why. So I grew up in the Army. My dad was in the military, so I've lived like all over. I'm used to different nationalities, and like growing up and then getting stuck here in Missouri when my parents divorced, I noticed that a lot of the black men here just don't have a lot going for them. Unfortunately, they don't want to work, they don't want to provide, they don't want to be men. And I know that sounds bad. It does, but that's just my reality. A lot of my friends give me shit about it because I date outside of my race. And I feel like I would like to be with a black man if I could find one who had their shit together or who was ready for something serious. I'm just being honest. A lot of the black men here, they say they want to be like with a woman who wants them to hold them down, but it's like when we need them to hold us down, they're nowhere to be found. And a lot of the men here of other nationalities, whether that be white, Indian, Asian, they all have their shit together. They all have good jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the thing about it is, the problem with that is even the ones that do sometimes have their shit together and have good jobs, they're on the same page. They just want sex. They don't want anything serious. So it's still hard for me to date. And it's not that I haven't tried to date black men, because I definitely have. And it just kind of ends up the same way. They just want sex. They don't want anything serious, but they will lie to you and tell you that they do. And then you'll end up realizing they don't really want anything. So I'm at a point now where I'm not having sex with anyone until we are in a committed relationship. I feel like in the past I've made mistakes and I like someone and I give up my body too soon because I think it's going somewhere that I find out, okay, it's not. So, and that's with all races of men. I'm just gonna kind of just stick to like, we're gonna talk, date, see how it goes. Once you tell me like we're in a committed relationship, then I feel like that's when the sex will come.
All righty, righty. So far, she stated her grievances. I apologize. Earlier when I paused the video, I had my mic on mute, and I do that all the time. I got to start working on that. She's not making any sense to me. I can understand if you have preferences and you want to date out, that's cool. One thing I don't like to see is when you coming onto a dating show, you shouldn't come on with a negative attitude. You shouldn't come on bashing people. And what she said made no sense is because you um kind of lumped all black men together. But then when you started talking about the guys that are not black, you said you're having similar experiences. So I don't get why you would have the attitude if I want to leave black men alone because of this, and that. And then you said you're experiencing the same thing on the other side. So why diss the black man if all the men are giving you similar experiences?
So
So I definitely agree with your rule of
yeah,
committed relationships and then have sex because I feel like that is, I always say this about
yeah.
there's a pool of men that will have sex with you, but it doesn't mean that's also the pool of men that will be in a committed relationship. So kudos to you. I agree with that rule. Let me ask you this. When did you stop dating black
So
men? Is this a new rule you just hold on? You gotta wait 8 seconds. Oh wait, remember you gotta wait 8 seconds. I don't want us to get cut off. Did you just
no,
stop
so
dating black men?
it's not that.
Or is this something?
I'm sorry.
Okay, honey, you
It's
gotta
not
wait.
that
Okay.
I just all of a sudden.
Wait, girlfriend, hold on. You gotta listen because we have a lag, and if you overtalk too soon, your response won't come out. So the question is, when did you stop dating black men? Wait 8 seconds.
Okay, so I didn't like just like, oh, I'm just gonna.
Yo, what's up? What's that? Gemini me. Yeah. I mean, she's weird. She has a rule that she doesn't want to date black men, but she says that she says black men don't have their stuff together. But then she says when she dates out, those men have their stuff together, but they're still not serious about having a relationship as well. They're not treating her seriously. So it might be just an issue with her and not the man.
Stop dating black men. I primarily try to avoid black men here because of what I dealt with them. Like the things that I encountered with black men. Like recently, I dated someone who was black, and I found out he was sleeping around on me with like 3 different women. And me and him started out as friends first, and then we had a sexual relationship. And he lied to me, told me that he was committed to me, and it seems to be the same story with a lot of my black friends. They're with a black man, they sleep around on them with multiple people, have kids on them, things like that. My white friends, they don't deal with any of that. I know it's stereotypical, but I it's just a different world. Like with the black men that we deal with versus my friends who deal with white women or their white husbands. They're not out here embarrassing them, having babies on them. They pay their child support, they take care of their kids. I'm being honest. The black men here, they don't do that. And then it's like when you date outside of your race, people want to berate you or make you feel like, oh, you need to hold the black man down. But I'm like, they don't give a shit about us half the time, but you want us to hold them down. And if I found, like I said, if I found a decent black man, then yeah, I would. It's not about skin tone, it's not about color, it's not about any.
So she basically just out here repeating stereotypes and lies because white women never get cheated on ever. White men never cheat, right? And she's just telling that both face lie. So it's all these white people that she knows, right? Because she just knows every white person. And none of those white men cheated on their women. She just
I'm very attracted to black men. If I could find one who had the shit together, then it wouldn't be a problem. And like I said, I just dealt with one. We have been friends for years. He presented himself to be this great black woke man, and He was so nice and caring and loving. And I found out he had a sex addiction. And I found out he was sleeping with multiple women unprotected behind my back. And that's scary. And the rise in STDs, which we don't talk about a lot in the Black community, I feel like we don't talk about that stuff. And I just feel like that's very common. They sleep around with us, they give us diseases, and they leave us with babies. And that's what they want us to.
Right, Gemini, me, they're all the same bed winch swirlers and tethers. And you know what? I have noticed that is because I know you have black men that date outside their race, but I had recently found out that black women had a whole movement called the swirlers movement. And if you just listen to the way she's talking, black man, they cheat on us. So she's lumping black men and black women all together. She's lumping all the black men together, saying that they all have the same bad behavior. And she's lumping all black women together, saying that they all have the same experience. As if all the black men got together and just have this agenda to sleep with women and give them diseases and not pay our child support. We're just all sticking together. We all have this movement in which we're accomplishing this degenerate behavior together. I mean, she just sounds ignorant. And you can date outside your race, that's fine. But just come on the dating show, say what you're looking for, say what you want, and present your best self. Um, she's doing terrible. Even if there is a decent guy of another race out there, why would he want to date her talking like this? She looks ignorant as hell. No decent guy of any race would want to date her talking this way, putting her own people down.
Hold down. Now, there are some good black men out there. There are. But where I live at, unfortunately, the ones who are good are usually married, in a relationship, or gay. And then you have the ones that are left over. And and I saw that. Someone said, could it be the type of man that you're dating? And the thing about it is I've dated all different types of black men. It's not the same type. I don't have one specific type. If you treat me good and you're respectful and you have, something going for you, I'm gonna give you a chance. I'm not the type of person that's like, oh, you have to make $100,000 a year. At least make, a decent amount what I make. But I have given lots of black men a chance. The last guy, he was 50-50. I don't even like 50-50, but I did it because I liked him. I split shit with him. Why? Because I liked him. But then I found out he was sleeping around on me with 3 different women. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you give niggas chances, and then you find out they're doing that shit behind your back. And I'm like, so not only was I going 50-50 with your ass, but then you was fucking 3 bitches behind my back. And not only 3, there's probably another one. We don't even know. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like with the white men, my friends are like, well, they're going to cheat on you too. I'm like, well, would you rather cry in a Bentley or a Toyota? Because the white men, they're at least going to be providing and paying the bills and taking care of things. The black men will cheat on you and you'll catch them. And they'll just be like, oh, well, I guess you got me. You want to take me back or not? That's how it is here. And I feel like people.
So it's better to be cheated on by other men because then you get to be crying and sad in a Bentley. See, this is what I'm talking about. Because of her ignorant comments, now she has to explain those ignorant comments. And now we're just going down this long road of what happened with her and her ex-boyfriend. When you're going on a dating website, a dating show, you think any potential suitors wants to hear all this crap? Does this make her look good? And this is why I say this is another thing I'm gonna say. And I'm about to play the video is these women come on this show and they think Kendra G their best friend and they forget to put their best foot forward and to make a good impression. She's not making a good impression. She is a saint now. That's what she thinks. It's all the men are the problem. She's not the problem. And I can tell she's the problem just by what she's doing on the show. She has no awareness that hey, I'm on a dating show. Let me not say a bunch of negative stuff. Let me put my best foot forward. She done forgot about that. She's in front of Kendra G. She's acting like she's talking to her homegirl. She done forgot she's on the dating show.
People are gonna hate on me and be like, whatever, but I know I'm not lying because I know my friends' experiences. And with the white guys I have dealt with, even the negative experiences, they're still more respectful than the black men here. I'm being honest. The black men here where I live at is a college town. So it's like a lot of white women, like a lot of interracial couples. Like my daughter, she's biracial. Her dad's German and black, so she's biracial. And I noticed that a lot of the black men here, they date a lot of white women. I have no problem with that. But the problem here is they put the white women on a pedestal, like, oh, if you're black, you should be happy. You should be feeling lucky that I'm even giving you the time of day because you're a black woman. That's kind of how they treat us here. Like we're the last option. And when we do get picked, we should just be grateful with whatever they give us. And when you're a woman who has something going for yourself, a black woman at that, and you say, I don't want to put up with this. I have standards. I have boundaries. Then the black men are like, well, I guess your ass is going to be single. And I'm like, you know what? I would rather be single than put up with you. And so that's why I don't date black men all the time. However, if there is a nice black man watching this live that has their shit together and lives around the Columbia, St. Louis, Kansas City area, then that's different. But I'm telling you, Kendra, it's horrible. It's horrible out here.
Yeah, what's up, D? You said, would you rather cry in a Bentley or a Toyota? That's what she said. That right there just proved that it's never about the cheating, but the material possessions. She's digging for gold here. Exactly. And then she followed that by saying, but with my negative experiences with white guys, at least they're more respectful. So, I mean, he cheated on me, but he was more respectful about it. She wants to be close to whiteness. That's why we had to know that her daughter is biracial because her dad was black and German, right? But you know what? Looking at her and the way she talks, I'm really not surprised with anything that's coming out of her mouth.
Okay, yeah, because I want to give you the space to speak freely. So let me just ask you this question. So the reason I asked you, when did you stop dating black men? Because I guess my question is, if you now are dating outside of your race, why are you?
Oh, also, I just want to say, if you see any lagging, Kendra G said at the beginning of this video that she was experiencing lagging. So that's that's just what's going on with the video.
Why are you still single? Like, why didn't you settle down with somebody outside of your race if that's what you're focusing on? Wait 8 seconds before you respond.
Honestly, it's by choice. I just went on a date this evening. I just got back from a date. And it's not because I want to say, like, just because you go out with someone and they're nice and you like them and the vibe is right, doesn't mean that that person's for you. There's plenty of times you can go on a date and you like someone and you're cool, but it's just like, I'm not feeling it. And there's been times where I have maybe tried a relationship and I'm like, okay, it's just not there. I feel like a lot of times people just don't want to be single so bad that they'll just kind of jump into the first thing that they see or the first thing that they find. And I know a lot of people are like, well, why are you on this dating thing? I like your show and I watch it. And I've actually been on here before. You probably don't remember me. It was like a year ago. It was a while ago. And a bunch of men from like Africa and stuff were trying to talk to me, which I don't live in Africa. So, but I feel like I just want to make sure, because I was married before. Me and my husband, we divorced in 2017. I probably should add that in there. We've been divorced for a while, and I want to make sure the next person that I get with, the next person that I bring around my child, is somebody that I really want to stay with. I'm not necessarily like in a rush to just jump into something, but I feel like maybe by getting on here, my pool will be better, or like a bigger pool of men to like get exposed to than what's here in Columbia, because it's a really small town.
If you notice, if you listen to her, you can point out the lies. When it's she says, well, hey, these black men are not serious, black men not this, black men not that. She just bashes the black man. Like, oh, there's no good or decent black man. Other men of other races are better. And then Kendra G says, well, hey, if you are dating those other guys and they are better, why are you not in a relationship yet then? Why no marriage? Oh, well, I'm single by choice. Huh? But I thought you were trying to wife up. Why would you be dating these better men and they want you because you got these options? Why then would you choose to be single And if you are choosing to be single, I'm not getting her answer. Why are you now here on this dating show? That makes no sense. If you have access to these guys and they're so much better.
And I feel like, you know what I mean?
I get that. I get that. So again, I'm still just kind of confused because I'm trying to see if you're open, if your truth is your truth and you have the right to decide what you want. But if you don't want to date black men and you made this decision whenever you made it, like, are you saying the experience in other races is better? And if so, why hasn't that become
And that's
into
what
a
I'm
relationship?
saying. Like, I have met guys of other races that are nice. They just weren't for me. Like, it wasn't like a relationship thing. Maybe we liked each other and we just weren't vibing like that. Like, it was just like, oh, it's friends. And then I work a lot too. I work at the hospital. So I work 50, 60-hour weeks. So I'm not going to lie, like, my dating life has been kind of non-existent lately because I work so much. And then I have my daughter because I share custody. So my primary focus has not been dating and relationships right now. I go on dates.
Okay, so we kind of got that. So I'm gonna move forward, but is there a specific race that you
No,
desire?
I'm not saying that I won't ever date black men. I'm saying that primarily since I've been living here, I don't.
Well, girl, I don't know if black men gonna want to date you.
I
after
mean,
they see this,
that's just
honey.
my experience. I'm sure there's plenty of black men who feel like we're ghetto and ratchet and loud and all types of stuff. So I mean, it's everyone's experience. That's just my experiences with men. Like I said, I'm sure there might be a decent black man out there who has their shit together. I just haven't met one here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And all you can do is speak from your experience. Let's keep going. So this is Taylor, Missouri, 30, Aquarius, 8-year-old, and she works in ER. So we kind of got the kind of man you're looking for. What are your deal breakers? Wait 8 seconds. And Taylor, bring the camera up a little bit.
It's just the way, like, how I'm sitting it. That's all I can sit it on, kind of. I mean, okay. I feel like, obviously, like, liars, cheaters, someone who's just not financially stable, someone who isn't really looking for something serious, kind of like playing games, and then no alcoholics, no pass out. Like, if you're sober, that's okay, but I've dated someone who was an alcoholic and I was in an abusive relationship, so I'm not comfortable dating anyone with a drinking problem or drug problems. That's about it.
Okay. Does he have to, well, I guess you can still answer this. Does he have to look a certain way and make a certain amount of money? Wait 8 seconds.
No. I'm not super physical. Like, it's not like you have to be like so good looking or anything. I think it's just like there has to be an attraction between us. Just like, I mean, it doesn't have to be a specific height. I'm 5'7.5", so he could be like 5'8", 5'9". That doesn't matter. He could have long hair, short hair. I actually have locks underneath of this, so he can kind of be whatever. Just take care of yourself. Just be clean cut. Mm-hmm. Underneath, this is a lace front. I have locks under this.
Ooh, locks, black girl.
No,
won't date a black.
I didn't say I won't date one. I said that I have not met one who is serious and who has their life together and who really wants a relationship. Like, they are all just kind of play around here and they don't have their shit together. I'm attracted physically to black men. That's what I'm saying. It has nothing to do with the fact that I'm not attracted to them. It's almost like if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, it's insanity. If you keep running into black men who aren't great and don't treat you well, and all different types of black men, are you going to keep going back? Probably not. You said.
Well, let me jump in because that's almost like, first of all, I honor your experience. So let me say that I honor your experience, but it's almost like a white person having bad experience with black people and then saying the whole black race is bad because of their experience. Now, we would know that's not true. You cannot hold us accountable for your experience, the whole entire race. Now, I do acknowledge your experience, and that's real. And I also do believe black women might have to consider dating outside the race. I'm a black woman. I will never date outside my race. I went on 2 dates with white men, and it just wasn't for me. Like, I am black woman, but I've also had very horrible experiences with black men. So I think the challenge is this. It's not that I'm okay with you being open because you should be open, but to to put a blanket of all black men are bad because of the experience you had. But that's what you're. What did you say? Then?
I have not.
But
I
okay,
think
to be clear,
here where I live that have their shit together. And as I said before, there could be someone watching or a decent black man. I'm just saying that what's here where I live, it's not good options. It's just not.
So why bring it up and why say it? If you are getting on the internet because you want to reach out, and if you're saying, okay, I'm sure there's a decent black guy out there. Okay, cool. If that's what you believe, then why come on here and bash any black man at all? You're coming off very just terrible, like another divester, like another one. And there's nothing wrong with being in an interracial relationship if that's what you want to do. But don't say that, hey, you're reaching out because there might be a decent black guy out there. There was no need to say all of that negative stuff. You're just making yourself look bad. And what decent black man is gonna want to reach out to you after this, hearing you speak this way? You look like a damn fool. You wanna like seriously. Gemini Me says she's not a B1 girl. Of course, the wigs. Yeah, she look. It is tiring listening to them. Yeah, when you look at her, she looks like a divester starter kit. Quite honestly, you're getting on the internet and you're casting a wide net, right? And so you should just come on, be positive, um, focus more on things about you that are positive that would be attractive to a guy and allow that guy to come to you. Don't start off with negative. Nobody cares about what your ex-boyfriend did to you and how he cheated on you. Nobody wants to hear that crap. Imagine you're on a first date with somebody and the person's sharing stories with their ex. Like, no, I want to get to know you. I don't give a damn about what your ex did to you or your opinion of black man and all this other stereotypical crap. And you bigging up other races of man. So, okay, cool, go date them. Don't say you're looking for a decent black guy though, because no self-respecting man is, even men of other race don't want to hear you talk like this, because those people, um, a lot of other cultures, and I think any culture, people from a good background, family is first. Your people are first. And to hear somebody badmouth and talk about their people, most people would find that distasteful and unattractive.
And it's not me downing all black men. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the options here, they're not good. Every black woman I know, the black men that they deal with are trash. I don't know any black woman here, unfortunately, dealing with a black man who hasn't cheated, who hasn't abused them, who hasn't, you see what I'm saying? Like, and even when I grew up, I didn't grow up watching a good black man. My dad cheated on my mom all the time. So that's what I'm saying. When you're raised in a community where all you see is black men treating women like shit, and
There you have it. Daddy issues. We all got to be talked about badly because of what her daddy did.
then you grow up and then you date and then you're around a bunch of black men treating you like shit, but other races are treating you like you feel like you should be treated. That's gonna make you want to go outside of your race. It's not that I don't feel like I would want to end up with a black man, because that would be great. I would love to. I just can't find one that meets what I.
well, girlfriend, you
Yeah,
have a biracial father, right? So, I mean, he's black and white. He's part Caucasian. So
Everything
why did that work
on
out?
paper is not going to always be good in real life. Just he's phenotypically and what on paper looks good, right? But we're not together for a reason. He didn't treat me right. He didn't treat me with respect, and it's not.
And you feel like that was the black side that didn't treat you with respect?
That's
It
not
should have been the
what I'm
white
saying.
side.
What I think is this. I feel like every time black women say something negatively about black men and their experiences, where it's almost like we're judged, like we're not allowed to feel the way that we feel. I understand that you like, you are for the black men. I'm not saying that they're not great black men out there. I'm just saying that realistically, the majority of black men that are in my surrounding area are not. It's just like,
What do you like Okay, because that
I,
could be fair.
that's not
Are you
thing.
willing to
I share
relocate
custody,
to a
so I
better
can't. It's not my
area?
choice. I have a child. I share custody, so I'm kind of like stuck here, and that's the part that sucks because I can't move, and neither can he because of we share. It's just a bunch of legal stuff. So if I could move, yes, I would probably have a lot better chance. And I think the thing about it is, even with my ex-husband, like I left him and he admitted, like, I could have treated you better. I could have did this, and that. We got married really young. I was 21. How many people get married super young and it doesn't work out? You know what I mean? Now I'm at a place where I'm still responsible. I only have one child. You know what I mean? I'm still dating and trying to live. Your 20s is when you're supposed to date and have different experiences and make mistakes. Clearly, I'm 30 now. I've done those things. So I'm ready and I'm willing and I'm looking for someone. And have I tried to date Black men? Yeah, I just told you. I was seeing a Black man last year. It did not work out because he was lying to me and sleeping around on me. That is not necessarily something that all Black men are going to do, but it's a common trend here with the Black men. They just sleep around on you. They lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was also broke. He lied to me about his income, told me, oh, I'm about to make 6 figures. I make more money than him. And it was just like, he was faking and lying and doing all this stuff, and he didn't even have to do all that. He could have just been honest with me and it would have been okay. But he lied, and then he was sleeping around on me. So I'm saying every experience I've had with a Black man, he was like the icing on top of the cake for me. I'm just like, you see what I'm saying?
Okay.
I have no problem with
listen, I'm
Black. Clearly, I love Black love. I would love to find a Black man. I'm just having a really hard time finding it. And yes, the white men that I have encountered have treated me better, and that's just my experiences. And you're not the only one.
But I go back to that. The white men have treated you
But
better,
that's the
but
thing,
you're still
Kendra.
single. So I mean, but hold on, because I want to respond to that, because that's where you lose me. You're saying the white. Hold on. I'm gonna let we can't overtalk because we have a delay. And I want to make sure you're heard. But that's where it gets challenging, because you say the white men have treated you better, but they still haven't made you a girlfriend or locked you down. So what is the situation? Wait 8 seconds and then respond.
Okay, so it's not necessarily like that they haven't, because I have had relationships with white guys. They're usually in because of me. The white guys that I've had relationships with, while they've treated me nice, while they might have been good to me, yes, some of them might be clingy and be like, I love you in 2 weeks. And I'm like, that's too much for me. Or some of them might be controlling. The race of a person doesn't necessarily mean that I'm gonna stay with them. It's not like I'm saying white guys are better than Black or Indian guys are better than Black. I'm saying my experiences have been better. You can have better experiences with somebody and still not end up with them. It doesn't mean that just because I am having a lot worse issues with Black men, that I don't have issues with white guys, or Indian guys or Asian guys. I date all nationalities. It's not just white men. But what I'm saying is the options here for men who have their stuff together. Unfortunately, the Black men are kind of at the bottom. Like, a lot of them they don't have a good job. They're not taking care of themselves, their kids. They're just their normal everyday stuff. Like, honestly, you literally have to ask for the bare minimum here from our Black men, and they can barely do that. And then when they just do the bare minimum, like have a job and their own place and a car, then they want you to be grateful for that. Like, oh, I have my own stuff.
So basically, she's giving the same answer. And I've been on like Clubhouse is an app I be on, right? And whenever you ask them a question as to, well, hey, you saying that these other group of men outside of your race treat you better than the Black man, right? So why has none of them made you a girlfriend? Why has none of them given you a ring? Why are you not married yet if the experience is so much better and just so much different? And they all say the same thing. Single by choice. I ended it. I walked away. I could have had it if I. So what is your end goal? What is your intention when you're dating people then? And then she's talking about how come Black women can't share their experience? Because this is a dating show. Ain't where you're supposed to share your experience. I think it's accepted that if you're watching somebody come online on a dating show, people know already why you're doing it, because dating is hard. You want to cast a wider net and you want to open yourself up to more options. The point of a dating show is to come on and say, "Hey, I'm so and so. This is what I like to do." This you say everything positive about yourself. For instance, if you were going into a job interview, right? wouldn't you during that job interview say all the great things about yourself, why you should hire me? Do you go to a job interview and talk about your negative experience at your past job and talk crap about your supervisor, your manager, the boss, the company rules, the lunchroom? No, it would be distasteful, and you probably wouldn't get the job because the person interviewing you would be like, ugh. Listen to how she's talking about. You do not go to an interview to air your grievances about your past job. And you do not go on a dating show to air your grievances about your past experiences. You're supposed to be putting your best foot forward. Yeah, what's up, D? You said 20s is when you're supposed to date and make mistakes. What type of mentality is this? This woman is for the streets. She is, and she's been playing in the streets. And she doesn't realize she's got the problem. But this is the problem. People like that should go to therapy, but what they do is they sit at home and they self-analyze themselves. And there's nothing wrong with that if you know how to um, analyze your own thoughts and your own situations. But most people end up blaming everybody else and they take no accountability at all.
So you should be happy. And also, when you make more money than them, that's another issue I run into. Making more money than the Black guys that I date. They treat you differently. They act like, oh, well, I don't got to pay for you. You got it. Why do I need to do this? They want to go 50-50 on everything. They want to treat you like a man. Why should I do this for you? Because you make more money than me. I know you got it. That's what I'm saying. The white guys, never have I been out with a white man or Indian man or ever have to pull my wallet out, have to ask them for anything. Unfortunately, it seems like a lot of even Black women here, it seems like the generations before us that raised us, they're not raising us and teaching us how to love and how to be in healthy relationships. They're not teaching us about therapy. They're not teaching us about how to communicate with each other or talk to each other. And I feel like other races, it seems like their parents instill that in them. I can have a conversation with a white man or an Indian man or anybody else that I can't have with a brother or a Black man because they're defensive. They have their guard up. They don't want to speak to you. It's just different. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just different. And it's harder to be with a Black man here today than it is with other races because I feel like they're just more open. And that could also be for me being a military child. Because like I said, I grew up in the Army. I've been all over the world, different nationalities. So to me, I don't look at it as like a big thing. My dad, he's married to a white lady. Like, it's not a huge deal for me to date outside of my race. But to people who haven't been to other parts of the world or who are closed-minded, they look at it as, well, you don't want to date Black men. That must mean you just don't like Black men. No, it means that what I want, the standards and the things that I'm requesting, they can't give me. So I have to go elsewhere. I have to go outside of my race. You see what I'm saying?
So now hear me out. I totally get what you're saying. And the thing that has been clear, the quality of Black men that you desire is not in your environment. And I don't live in your environment, so I'm going to take your word for it. But where you lose me at is you dated outside your race, and according to you, you're leaving these men. You're able to talk to them. They come well established. Like they're not cheating on you. You've dated Asian, white. So it's almost like, well, what would please you? You dating those men, and those men you say you walk away from, but not because of the reasons of the Black man. It's like, what is gonna satisfy you enough to be in a relationship? Because if you're dating outside of, you have to wait. Because I sit and listen. If you're dating outside of your race, which we've gotten, and I get that. I'm just still trying to figure out why the hell you're still single, because you have the other options, but you don't want those options either. Wait 8 seconds.
So it's not about me not being happy enough. Some things just don't work out. It has nothing to do with, oh, you're just not good enough for me. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I dated these guys. Either we vibed, we didn't vibe, or maybe it just didn't go anywhere. Maybe we didn't have chemistry, but we were cool. We liked each other. You see what I'm saying? Or maybe, like I said, I dated a guy who was like, I love you after 2 weeks. That was a bit fast for me. So I was just like, that's a little bit too much. What I'm saying is, even though those experiences didn't end in me staying in a relationship with them, they were still better outcomes than what I've dealt with Black men. That's what I'm saying.
Fair enough. Okay, fair enough. Okay, we're gonna keep going. So does the guy have to make a certain amount of money? Wait 8 seconds.
I would say like 45 to 50,000 a year. Yeah.
Okay. 45.
It's not, and
That's
I'm
not
not.
high
I
requirement
saw
at
a
all.
comment that said maybe I'm gay. I am actually bisexual. But I'm not looking. I am
You're
bisexual,
bisexual?
but I'm not looking. Listen, somebody said maybe she's gay, so I was responding. I do like women too, but I am on here looking for a man.
There you have it.
I was just responding to the comment.
She doesn't even realize how horrible this interview is going. Like, she doesn't realize how horrible she's doing. Oh my God. Who wants to talk to her after? Like, I mean, she's not a bad looking woman. I'm sure somebody's gonna hit her up, but who would take her seriously after this? Like, she's doing terrible. She needs to get off. She should have like just immediately just got off this interview and like call back a week later and try again.
Would you date a black woman?
I
or
would,
she's
but I'm
not
saying
good
like
enough for
I
you?
don't want a relationship with a woman. I like women, like they're beautiful and they're fun to be. Women are fun to be, but I don't want a woman like to be in a relationship with. No, I need like a man, a strong, manly, man, not a woman. Yeah. No, we didn't.
Did we do the Kendrick game already, Taylor? I don't think we did.
Let me
Let's do the Kendrick.
turn the camera around.
Game.
Okay.
All right, we see you, Taylor. All right, Taylor. All right, so don't forget we got this lag, so we just gotta wait 8 seconds after me. When
My
was your
last
last
relationship
relationship,
was
sweetheart?
Oh, sorry.
Taylor, you have to wait 8 seconds.
My last relationship was a year ago.
Was it a man
He
or
was a man.
was it a man, right?
So,
Okay,
he was
was he
biracial.
black?
He
Was
was
a black
biracial.
guy, right?
But I was seeing someone after that. That was the black guy that I told you. We weren't in an official relationship. I was.
Okay, fair enough. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone? Wait 8 seconds.
Yeah, I'm gonna decline to answer that.
No worries. Taylor, what are 3 flaws you have to work on? Wait 8 seconds.
Okay, I think that I have been working on it, jumping into relationships too quickly, which is a problem that I have had in the past, and I've been doing pretty well because I've been single for a year, a little over a year. I would say divulging too much of myself like early on, because I feel like that's screwed me in a lot of relationships. I tell men like all my deepest, darkest, because you think you're connecting with them, but really you're just giving them information to use when they want to manipulate you, because that has happened like for sex or whatever. And I also feel like I'm very direct, I'm very blunt, like in how I speak. I'm very honest about how I feel. And I feel like sometimes the way it comes off might sound like rude or like disrespectful, but I may not mean it that way. So that is definitely something that I'm working on within myself. And if I'm wrong, I'm always gonna call myself out and be like, you know what, that was messed up. I shouldn't have said that, So, but that is something that I'm definitely working on. And then I know you said, oh, go ahead. Oh, no, you're good.
No,
I know
go
you
ahead.
said
I apologize.
3, but I'm gonna say 4. I think having sex too soon is something that also, like I brought up earlier, that is something that I've been working on. That's why I'm not gonna be having sex, because I like to have sex. I'm sure everybody does, but I think that sometimes I think like a guy when it comes to sex, and I'm not thinking about the emotional effect that it's gonna have on me when I sleep with a man. Even though I might tell myself, oh, I'm just gonna sleep. It's not that big of a deal. When I have sex with someone, it's really an intimate thing for me. So I've definitely been trying to dial that back and waiting a lot longer, than a couple weeks or.
I believe your father is a black man, correct? So what are your thoughts as a black man? What are your thoughts on your father? Wait 8 seconds.
I don't really have a relationship with my dad, actually. I don't have a relationship with either one of my parents. I think it's because, like I was talking about earlier, and I know people are like, oh, this isn't a therapy session, but for real, we don't talk about a lot of stuff in the Black community. We don't talk about abuse. We don't talk about, disrespect. Like, and I grew up in a generation of when your parents can kind of just say whatever to you and treat you any kind of way, and you're just supposed to take it. And I feel like my mom, she came from a generation of abuse. So the things that my mom did to me or allowed to happen to me, or even as an adult, I still went through, I decided I had to cut her off because I felt like that's not something I want my kid around. And my father, he doesn't even date Black women. And I know you're going to be like, did you get this from your dad? Because I really didn't. I had no problem with Black men. Those are just my personal experiences of why I don't. But my dad, he didn't treat my mom very well. And I feel like I always resented him for that. And I feel like growing up, he didn't treat me very well either. Not very respectful, very narcissistic, very controlling. And I feel like he just lacked boundaries with me. So as far as how I view my dad, it's not really in the greatest light because, and I see people like saying it's layers and layers of trauma. I'm actually just graduated from therapy. I'm very self-aware and I know who I am as a person, and a lot of people don't. So I feel like how I feel about who I want to date and the choices that I make, that's just how I feel. But I am healed. I'm not hurt or sad. I don't hate Black men at all, actually. I feel like I said, if a good Black man wants to slide in these DMs and treat me with respect and show me how a man is supposed to treat a woman, then I'll have no problem dating a Black man. I just want to throw that out there because I know everybody thinks I'm part of the KKK. I seen it in the comments. I'm not. I do find Black men very attractive. I've seen some very attractive Black men on here. And I have, like, oh, they're cute, but they live too far or something. You know what I mean? So I just want everybody to know I'm open to Black men. Just come correct. Have a good job. Have your own place. Don't have 1,000 kids and 1,000 baby moms. You know what I'm saying? And be respectful. That's all I want. But like I told you, Kendra, I haven't been able to find that. And yeah, so.
Let me jump in. I'm actually, I don't know what made me ask you that question, but I'm happy I did. And I think it's fair to say your first experience with the Black man, which is your father, wasn't the best experience. And whether or not you realize how much that's playing a role, I do think that experience is playing a role. One thing I would just say, first of all, I'm not a therapist. Don't pretend to be a therapist. I'm not equipped to be a therapist. So let me get that rebuttal off. But one of the reasons why I love Black men so much is because my father is just like amazing. And I saw my father growing up, like some of y'all are familiar with my dad now. He comes in and out of the show. But when I tell you my dad did whatever he had to do for me, so he's always my first experience of a Black man. So even when I had bad experiences with Black men, which I've had, so I understand your dating experience. I will always settle back to, well, I know Black men are awesome because my dad's a Black man and he was amazing. So I think it's deep. I think it's deep rooted. I do think, and I'm gonna pray that you do meet some good Black men to change your perception. I went to a Black college, Southampton University. I know so many awesome Black men, but again, it's a different world. And you might have to leave Missouri to meet these men. You might have to go to different environments to meet these men because they do exist. They have good jobs. They're raising their families. They have requirements. They take care of themselves. They're community-driven men. Like, they really do exist. And I'm honoring your experience. And I pray that you get to meet them in your real life so it can help change your perception a tad bit. But your experience is your experience.
Yeah, and I said, I hope I do meet one. Not that I don't. And people are like killing me in the comments. Like, I'm not against.
Nope. Stay on the other side. I hope she don't meet a Black guy. I hope she don't date any of them. What they're saying, that's crazy. Because basically that is unfair, right? Because essentially any Black guy that comes into her life to date her, he will have the weight of all those bad experiences and having to prove them wrong. And that is unfair to anybody that comes into your life. Okay. If you live long enough, you go out there and you travel, you go around, visit other countries, you're gonna have bad experiences with pretty much everybody. But anybody that comes into my life gets a clean slate. They do not have to prove themselves and to make up for what other people have done, right? Because what happens when you make a mistake? You know what they say? Up, see, there you go, another black man. Up, there you go, another black woman. Up there. So it's like, wow. So it was my job to erase all that negativity that you've experienced before me. So no, I don't think she should date a black guy. I think she should stick to the other side. I think any black guy coming into that situation, that's unfair. She's looking for you to disprove. But you know what? A lot of and I hate to say this about my people, but a lot of black people do this. They do that with black owned businesses, right? They judge them more harshly. They judge their own people more harshly. Now you can go to some of these other companies and these other businesses, um, um, and these companies treat you like crap, these big corporations. But you go to a little small business and they get one thing wrong or make a mistake. Oh, see, that's why I don't mess with them because they always give you bad service. So she's one of those people, she's just judging her people more harshly. She said she had bad experiences with men of other races as well, but her excuse is they were more respectful than the black men, which makes no sense. If a person is doing you wrong and disrespecting you, they're disrespecting you. But she's grading the black man more harshly.
Black men. I'm just telling my experience. And I think we should be able to agree to disagree. Like everybody that's in the comments is probably like, oh, she just likes white dudes. That's not what it's about. It's about me being honest about what I experienced with black men. It's almost like when you talk about it, you're downing them. I'm not saying all black men are bad. I'm saying that's what I've experienced with black men. And so let's be real and say, yeah, there are a lot of black men out there who do that. You see what I'm saying? Like, and yes, white people do it too, but I'm black. So I'm talking about mostly my experiences with black men. That's just what it's been. And I feel like maybe instead of blaming me for my negative experiences, we need to be raising our black sons to treat women better so that other black women wouldn't have experiences. Because I know a lot of people in the comments are downing me, but I also know a lot of women watching this have experienced the same shit I have. They may not want to say it, and they want to, because they might be calling me a coon or whatever else they're saying because I'm saying what I'm saying, but I'm just being honest. This is the reality for black women. That's why a lot of us are single, because that's what we have to deal with. And for my friends who don't date outside of their race, they'd rather be single and not date anyone outside of their race because they can't find any good black men. And I'm not lying.
Listen, there's truth to what you're saying, so I'm not pushing back on that. I guess, and you have to honor yours. I think all women, black women, might have to start being open to other races. I just hate seeing when you just give up on black men entirely. But I am open, but you're. Well, girl, you gotta watch your back because you said in the beginning you don't want to date black men. That's
black
how kind of guy.
Because of my experiences.
Okay, fair enough. So she is open to a black man that knows how to come correct. So if there is a black man that knows how to come correct, or any man of any race that knows how to come to her correctly, why would he be lucky to be with you? Wait 8 seconds.
I just feel like I'm self-aware. I feel like my opinions are strong and not a lot of people are going to agree with them. And that's why I said I'm pretty direct on how I feel. One thing about me is I'm always going to be honest with the person I'm with about how I feel. And I'm always going to be respectful. Like we've had this conversation, but I feel like it's still, we've kept it cordial. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I can communicate with people without getting defensive, without getting upset, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like communication is one of the most important things in a relationship, whether that's friendship or a romantic relationship. And I also feel like I'm a giver. I am also a provider. I mean, I'm not rich, but I make pretty decent money. And I'm like, I'll do for my partner just as much as they'll do for me. I just want to be treated with respect, and I'll treat my partner with respect.
And there you have it. All right, Taylor. Let's do it. How can the guy reach
on
out
my
to you?
Instagram? It's Black Barbie _TM. Yeah, because I'm black.
Black.
I'm black.
Barbie.
Come on now.
You know.
Yes. Black.
I'm teasing.
All righty. That's the end of that video. I got another one up. The next girl, I don't know if I would classify her as on the same level as that woman. You know what's so funny? We just watched a dating show, right? Everything that I learned about her was negative. All I heard was she spent her whole dating interview complaining and saying bad things. Heard no reason. I don't remember any reason why anybody would date her. She didn't do anything. She did not use that show um in the way it should have been used to find a date or to find somebody that she want. All she did was complain and say negative stuff. And it's kind of like when you see like when Kendra G she'll interview somebody and she'll be like, "What are you looking for?" And they'll be like, "Oh, first off, come correct. I don't want no man that's cheating, no broke man, no." And it's like, wait a minute. You're saying negative things. She asked you what you're looking for. So you just describe what you're looking for. And that's probably why some of them people having negative experiences. Hold on, y'all. I'm getting the next video up. That's probably why a lot of them have negative experiences. They bring that negativity onto them. They're not watching themselves like what they say and what you do. Alrighty then. Share screen. Here we go.
All right, you ready?
Okay. What's up, girl?
Hey, girl, where you calling me from?
From Jersey.
Jersey. How old are you?
I'm 35.
35. What you do for a living?
I'm a medic.
Okay, you have any kids?
No.
No kids.
Mm-mm.
What's your zodiac sign?
I'm an Aquarius.
Okay. And have you ever been married?
Yeah, I've been married twice.
When did you get divorced last?
Like back in 2019.
Okay.
No, it
So
was
married-
it was a little before that, before 2019.
But you're officially divorced.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Kenya, Jersey, 35 Aquarius. She works as a medic, no kids, married twice, but is divorced. What kind of man you looking for, girl?
What kind of man am I looking for? Honestly, just someone who is serious and doesn't have a problem with commitment, someone who's not like playing games, who really wants to be in like a committed relationship and dedicated to the relationship. I don't want somebody who wants like multiple wives or like someone who's gonna string me along.
Okay. What are your deal breakers?
What are my some of my deal breakers? Like I don't like someone who doesn't respect like my boundaries or someone who's like who does a little too much public affection. I don't mind public affection, but I don't like a lot of it. Um especially like when we're not married. Like if we're dating, I don't want you to touch me at all. Like I don't like people who touch me.
You don't like people who touch you?
No. No, I
No.
don't. No, not when we're dating. Like if if we have an agreement, like we agree to be together, then that's different. But if we didn't agree to that, like no, I'd rather you like keep your hands to yourself.
Okay, keep your hands to yourself, as in like keep your hands to yourself, like no kissing either during dating.
Red flag, red flag, red flag.
All right, Gemini, me. You said red flag next. Love the lips. Yeah, yeah.
Not when we're dating, because it's just like I don't like to rush. So I don't want to kiss people because like you're not committed to me, so I don't really know like what your routine is and what you have going on in your life. So I'm nah, it just grosses. It just makes it's. I don't like it. It irks me. It's a real big deal breaker for me.
It's a real big. Okay. So how long do you normally date for?
I mean, honestly, that depends on the guy because a lot of times when I go out on dates, I find that like they are talking to multiple people and maybe they don't want to be with me. So like I kind of leave that up to the guy, and then if I agree to it, then that's okay.
So what about would you do you do hugs?
Do I do hugs?
Can he hug you or
it
no?
it depends on the vibe, to be honest. I don't really hug everybody, no.
Okay. So clarity. If you're dating, no type of affection. You have to be in a committed relationship for the kiss part too. Okay. Okay. Do you have any deal breakers?
That was my deal breakers.
Oh, that
Like,
is your
you
deal
know,
breaker.
I don't like if I'm out on a date and you could ask like a lot of the friends that like a lot of my guy friends who've taken me out on a date, like seriously, I don't want you to put your hands on me. Like if you touch
Why do people say things like that? If you ask some of the guys that I've dated, they'll take, how are we going to ask them guys anything? We don't know them. But I do want to know, do y'all think y'all could go out on a date with somebody like that? Would that be weird? Right? Because you would think, I don't know. I think, well, for me, in my experience, uh, I've only dated people that I wouldn't waste my time dating somebody that I wasn't sure that I liked. I do think it would be awkward to me if I'm constantly having to seek, I guess, permission, because it's kind of natural when you meet somebody, you like somebody, you might walk, you might hold their hand. Of course, you don't. I I'm like, you don't have to necessarily be grabbing on or rubbing on her butt or something like that, but something as simple as holding a hand. It's kinda, weird, arm around the shoulder. I don't know. It would be feel kinda weird dating that person. You would kinda get the impression that maybe they don't, really like you, but I'm sure she tells the person that's how she is, but it's still kinda like, "Do you really like me? We can't even hold hands." TCRA says, "Men are red flags at this point." I guess so. It feels that way. It does.
me is kind of creepy and it is a ultimate deal breaker. Like we could still be friends, but I don't think because you didn't respect my boundaries, like after I already told you that that's something I do not want and I don't
Let's see. TCRA says we are in taught relationships in the black community. The music doesn't help. Yeah, I can agree to that. We have generations of broken homes in the black community. I do think that's why we do struggle when it comes to dating. If you have generations of children growing up not seeing marriages, not seeing men and women work together in a household in a healthy way, I think people don't realize how important it is for children to see things like that. I think we're seeing people trying to get it together and they're struggling when it comes to navigating the dating world and forming healthy relationships with each other. So yeah, I agree with that.
like it, if you can't even respect that, then and you're gonna treat me like I'm weird for wanting that, then I don't want it. It's just not gonna work for me because I feel disrespected at that point. Like I feel like that's already starting a problem. We're not gonna really be able to agree on too many things if something that simple, like if you can't even do something that simple.
Okay. Okay. So we got that clarity. Do not touch her. So should he look a certain way?
um, so I
Oh, let's
usually
come and ask this. Can he hold your hand?
Oh yeah, if y'all hear like a little fuzzy thing thing. That's something on Kendra's end with the video, so I apologize for that. But it's something with their audio.
Can you hold my hand? It depends on the vibe. Like, it depends on how many times we've been dating, how
So okay,
long.
let's say first date, you guys go to a walk in the park. He can't hold your hand walking in the park on the first date.
No, no. I mean, because honestly, to get to the first date, we would have had to be on the phone talking. Like, because I don't know this person. So we would have, like, I need to know who you are first. Because you know something? Like, I live near, like, I don't know. I just don't like it.
Okay. Okay. So okay, should the guy look a certain way?
Yeah, so I like tall men and I like light-skinned men. I would like to date like an Asian guy or a white guy.
Okay, why not black men?
I've just had my rodeo with them. I'm done.
So you're done with black men.
Yeah, it would really take a special type of black man. Like honestly, he has to be very serious. Like he has to really want to be with me in order for me to want to even think about talking to him.
Okay, what about money? Should he make a certain amount of money?
I mean, yes, I want I would like my husband to be financially stable just in case like we have future goals and I'm not able to keep up my part.
Okay. Is there a dollar requirement minimum?
Is there a dollar minimum? I mean, yeah, like actually you have to at least make 50K. Like I want you to be like a college graduate. I want you to make at least 50K. Yeah.
At least 50K. Okay.
Mhm.
At least 50K. Let's do the Kendra Cam.
Oh God, you want to do the Kendra Cam? I don't have
Yes.
my tripod, but hold on because you know something. 1 second. Hold on, Kendra. Let me just get something to hold my phone up, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Have y'all been looking in the background because Kendra G's the people in the chat are gonna
Hold on a
point out
second.
something.
I'm
It's
not,
funny.
something. I'm not fat though, but I'm very voluptuous. So, usually people say I have a nice figure. So, hold on, let me
You
see
can
if I
tell when
could
Kendra G is
give
tired of
you like
people.
a picture real quick.
Facebook.
So, can you see me?
Yeah, we can see you. Okay.
I got some booty.
Okay, so she got some booty.
Can,
Okay.
can you can you see me?
We can see you.
Okay. Yeah, I got like a lot of love handles, honey.
Okay. So
She
all
like to
right.
show off, don't
So
she?
Can you
Kenya,
see me?
when was
Oh.
your last relationship, love?
Um so my last relationship was like honestly, I haven't really been in any real relationships. I've been single for a long time.
Okay. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
Oh no, I don't tell people that. I haven't like it's been a long time, but it's wet like a lake down there, so
Woo, child. Okay.
like
We'll leave it at that. Three flaws you have to work on.
I've been to the GYN recently. Does that count?
No, that doesn't count as intimacy.
Oh, because I gave her all my information.
When was the last? The question to be frank
Oh, like,
is, and you
have I
don't
had
have to
sex?
answer it, but the question to be frank is, when's the last time a man's private area has been in your private area? To give the clear, since y'all don't understand what that question
Okay, okay.
means, that's what that means. But you don't have to answer it. So the GYN does not qualify.
Oh, okay. All right. No, I usually don't disclose that type of information, but it's been a long time actually. So
Okay. Three flaws you have to work on, sweetheart.
three what?
Three flaws you have to work on.
Three flaws I have to work on.
Yeah.
I would say I'm perfect. No, I'm kidding. Communication, and I will work on communicating. Um Being like open minded, maybe, like being open to like maybe what my guy friend wants to do and not like being shut off, like, that's kind of a flaw because I'm not too open about everything. Maybe like maybe like that's really all I could think of as far as flaws, to be honest. I'm
So
not really
just two
sure what
flaws.
else to say. Yeah, maybe
What were
like
they again?
so the first one would be like being more open to what my guy friend wants me to do instead of just being like so closed off, like being more open minded.
Mhm.
And the first one was communicating, like working on communicating with other people or like with my guy friend and stuff like that. And I'm not really sure for a third one what I would say.
You have some paid questions. Do you want them?
Sure.
Okay. So
They paid you or me?
they paid me to ask you these questions.
Oh, cool. Okay. Sure. What's up?
Fabulous Faces says, I'm very much a girl's girl, but if someone is respecting you, all your boundaries, and doesn't make sex a big deal, he or she can't hold your hands. It's your world, sis, but that's a little extreme.
Well, honestly, I work in like a healthcare, and especially after like COVID and stuff like that, I kind of prefer like to keep my hands to myself until I really know that person and their routine. It's no disrespect. I'm sorry. And I don't include holding a person's hand as being a girl, but you know, um
No, no, no. She's saying
that's
that.
pretty much it.
Hold on. To be clear, she's saying the person that requested that paid for the question is a girl, and she's saying she's normally a girl's girl, as in she always sees things from a girl's perspective. That's what she meant by that.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't include holding hands with a man as being a girl, as a part of being a girl's girl. Like,
No, you're not understanding
I
that
know
line.
she's a girl's girl, and she
No, no,
feel
hold on.
like,
Pause. You're not understanding what she's meant by that. What she's saying by that is there's girls that are like always ride for women, right? Regardless of the scenario. So that's
mhm.
what she meant by that line. It's not saying, she's just saying, as a
Oh,
girl's
got
girl
it.
who I ride for you, I'm just confused why this guy can't hold your hand. That's what she's saying.
Oh, right. Yeah. Like I said, because I work in the healthcare field, and just after COVID and stuff like that, like I just rather get to know the person a little more before I start holding hands. I don't know. It depends on the vibe. I'm not saying I'm against it 100%. I'm not saying I'm going to get caught out there holding somebody's hand after I said I didn't. Like, I wouldn't. I mean, I if I like the guy enough and he wants to hold my hand, sure, but we will probably be a couple dates in. Like, I see it as a red flag when a man is like trying to grab you up all the time, especially when you just met him. So, I'm not really with it. Like, I've had dates where the guy wanted to hold my hand and I tried it and everything, but it just didn't work out. So I don't want to like send any mixed signals or any mixed feelings. Like, I'm so into you, so I want to hold hands. Like, I hold those things for someone I'm serious about. I feel like those things are special, and I don't want to share them with everyone.
Okay,
So I
fair
don't
enough.
want to do that.
Divine Photo says, if you are over black men, why go on a black dating show to say you like other races? Other races are going to notice the self-hatred and treat you that way.
I didn't say I hate black people or black men. I'm brown. Like, I didn't know this was a black dating show, first of all, but okay. Like, I don't know.
But that person didn't say that you hate it. They said if you say you're over, because you said you had enough rodeos, um, rodeo, and they're saying you have self hatred. So that's what that is. But it does. I do wonder, and that's like with the girl we watched before. With her, why go on a black dating show and then say you don't want black man, and then be surprised at the pushback that you get?
No. I'm sorry. Like, honestly, I've never dated a white guy. I've never dated an Asian guy. So, like, if there's some Asians and white guys here who want to date a black female, I'm so open to that. Like, that's really who I want to be with next. Like, that's someone I want to date. I've never dated those races. So, that's really someone I want to date. Like, when I'm in the club or at the bar, like, I try walking up to white men and they shut me down. They tell me they have a girlfriend, or like they just flat out say no. I try to get their numbers, like, and they don't come up to me and talk to me. So I don't know. Like, I'm
Oh my God. She just said that. So you've been married twice, but then you say you were single for a long time. Then you say, well, I've had all these experiences with these black men. And so you said you were over them. You really, really want a white man or Asian man. But then you just said they don't want you. So you rather beg, and that's pathetic. You rather get down on your knees and beg for them to accept you than to just work on yourself, do the work, get out there and date like everybody else. It ain't easy to find somebody you compatible with. It doesn't matter what race that you go to. I can't believe she would say that. You say they don't want you. So why are you saying you want them?
always dating African Americans or Haitians and Jamaicans and Nigerians, and I'm always dating black guys. Like, I just want to try somebody else. So my ex-husband, he's Jamaican, but he's like Spanish. And my
Oh,
first
that's right. You were
husband,
married twice. So what were the
right.
races of your ex-husbands?
Right. My first husband, he's African American, but like he's Spanish. And like I've dated a lot of Spanish guys, but my second husband, he's Jamaican. But he's still like really, really fair skinned Spanish. So
Okay. Well, Pap said a famous actress said she was through with brothers as well and is paying both of her non-brothers dearly. They forced her right back to them. I guess this is meaning that someone else said they gave up black men, but they came back.
I'm not against black men, but I'm just saying, like, I haven't found like recently, I haven't found.
I'm confused though. Did she date black man or did she date Spanish man? I'm kind of confused as what she was saying because that's another thing people do. They'll date other men that they're black in color, but they're different cultures, but somehow they just lump all the black men together. So she said she was dating a Jamaican guy, but because of her experience with the Jamaican guy, the what you would call um FBA or African American or however you want to identify people, somehow they're lumped in with that guy too. And so I struggle to follow their logic. So it's just, and that's what kind of makes people feel like it's self-hatred, because you're just saying, hey, if you if the it's it's like, hey, the color of your skin, y'all are all the same because of my bad experiences with these guys. Even though she dated guys of different cultures, they just may have, they had color like we all do, they were melanated people, but they were of a different culture. So I don't know how you're um just lumping them all into one basket. That's the part that's confusing me. But when I say earlier, does anybody notice anything in her background? And here comes the comment that somebody in the audience noticed in her background, so they're about to ask her this question.
On anybody serious yet. That's
Okay,
a bet. Like I've already had two black
Michael
husbands.
said,
I don't know.
Michael said, Kendra, can you please ask her if she's in a psychiatric hospital? We do see a hospital. Um,
Like, I didn't want to disclose it. I was hurt recently, so I am in recovery. Yeah. It's not a psychiatric hospital, no.
okay,
But
yes, I guess they're noticing it. They're saying, ask you why you're in the hospital now.
I don't really want to tell anybody why. That's my personal information and business, and this is way too public. Like,
This is true, and you don't have to answer, but you did call us from the hospital, child. But you don't have to answer. You can keep your business to yourself, but you got to take responsibility that you called us from the hospital.
so I'm a full risk right now because I got injured,
Okay.
but I'm a full risk. I'm in a wheelchair. You see, I'm in a wheelchair, and I was a full risk. But I just recently got back on my feet, so I'm walking again. But I had lost the ability to walk, and I was in the hospital since it's October now, so I was in the hospital since August. So I've been in the hospital this whole time, yeah.
Oh wow, what happened? You don't want to tell?
Um, no, I
No, if you don't
can't
want to,
actually.
it's telling
I
the world.
can't.
Okay.
No, I can't disclose that information, but
Okay.
I was just injured and now I'm on recovery and like I'm walking again. I started walking the other day, so I'm so happy. But
Okay.
like I'm not like mentally disabled or anything like that. I just got really seriously hurt in August.
Okay. And then last one is gonna say, they say, have you been abused?
Have I been abused by who?
I don't know. It just says, ask him respectfully, has she been abused?
Um, like abused how?
I don't
Like
know.
what they mean? Like honestly, like
I
no.
think that okay, because of I think some people may think that you have a past that made you this way,
Okay.
that made you so closed off with physical touch from the
Mm.
opposite sex. So some people think maybe you went through something so traumatic that has your walls so up when it comes to
No, I have not been abused. With my first husband, we did used to get into like a lot of physical fights. That's why I left him. And he just used to drink a lot, and I'm not a big drinker, so like it didn't work out because he started cheating on me and stuff like that, and I just was fed up. So I ended that relationship. But no, I haven't been abused besides like that little scruffle.
okay. Well, let's do it. Okay. Are you on the Kendra G? Did I ask you last question? Why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
No, you didn't ask me that. No.
Okay, that's the last question.
Why would a guy be lucky to be with me? Well, I'm like the total package. I'm smart, I'm beautiful, I'm a nice dancer, I'm very kind, I'm sweet, and I take care of business, I take care of myself. I'm just very focused on the things that I want. And if we click and vibe, I think we would get along. I like to travel. So like, it's really like never a dull moment with me. I'm a big on activities. I like to do a lot of things. I like to travel and stuff. So I think we could always find something to do. And yeah.
Okay. Are you on the Kendra G singles dating app?
You know something? I was, and I still have it on my phone. I have the app. But
Okay.
I wanted
Well,
to
the
get up
guy
here and
can
talk
reach
to you
out to
first.
you on the app and keep me posted how it goes. All right.
Okay. All right.
Kendra G singles, the dating app is available now.
Mm-mm-mm. And there you have it. Why are black women divesting? Apparently because black men are the boogeyman at this point. Apparently, we are no good, and everybody that has an experience with us, it is a -1. Okay. Even that last woman we just listened to, she wants to go after white man, and she said that when she goes up to white man, they shut her down. They don't want her. Yet, she's willing to, I guess, beg and for that attention. You know what though? But I do want to state this. Me personally, I don't have a problem with interracial dating if that's what you want to do. I feel like everybody got that right. I don't even think it's a point that you should even argue with somebody, right? Because you can't control them anyway. I just think it's weird, and I would label it divesting when you attach negativity to it. You know, if you're like, if she's open, because each of the women that we watched, they kind of changed it up once they got the pushback. They said that they were done or they're over black men, but the minute that they got pushback, they tried to clean it up and say, "Well, no. If it is a decent black guy, I will date him. You know, I will be with them, right? You know, I'm just saying I'm open to other races." Okay, well, cool. There's no need to say anything negative then. There's no need to put down black men and say bad things about them and say that they're all this way when we know that that's not true. You got a lot of good, decent black guys. And I would say this even if it was a black man saying that. This is not no gender war crap. If it was a black guy saying that about black women, I would have the same opinion. You have not met every black woman. You have not met every anybody, right? Your experience is just your experience, and you're just one person. There's no way you could have met millions and millions of people. And so the best thing to do, especially when you're coming onto a dating site, is if you are um everybody don't need to know your business or what's on your mind at all times. And so you could simply just say, "Hey, um, I'm a person that's open to dating everyone. I'll date people in my race. I would date people outside of my race. I'm more focused on character, um, and finding somebody that is compatible with me, similar beliefs, somebody that likes to do the things that I like to do." And and they would have had a more positive response. They would have had a better interview for their dating. The second one, to me, she wasn't as bad as the first one. But the reason I played it was I just thought it was very weird that she said she was done with black guys and that she wanted to try white and Asian guys. But then she follows that up by saying white men don't want her. And anytime she's ever approached one, they shut her down. And I was like, that's weird. And so you're willing to make a statement as in you're over your own people and you're done with them and you run into the arms of a group of people that you said don't want you, that shut you down. You gotta hate yourself to say something like that. That's just weird to me. Um, so why do people divest? Uh, to me, it just seems like people who have had bad experiences, and I understand how that can affect people, and they struggle with understanding it. And I think it's easier just to diss them, say something negative. "Oh, these black men, they need to get their stuff together." Because you know what? To be honest, I think it's a very human thing that when you're living your experience, your world is the only world that matters. And so you feel like everything that you're experiencing in your world is just true because it's your world. And and you apply it to the whole world. And that's just simply not true. It's just your one little world. You got to step outside of your bubble and realize that your experience with these few people is not an example of everyone. That's just like you wouldn't like that if a white person had a bad experience with some black people and just said, you know, "Hey, all black people are the same." You know, that's not right. Um, you wouldn't like that. It wouldn't feel good. And I think everybody needs to stop doing it. Even if I hear a black man saying it, "Hey, dude, you haven't dated every black woman. So why are you trying to throw a blanket over all of them?" And it's kind of weird to me. It kind of makes me think that you're the problem. It's like you mean to tell me that every black man you ever met, they were just all bad. None of them were decent, decent guys or good guys. Because if that is true, I must be like extremely blessed. I must be extremely lucky because I meet good black men and good black women all the time. I meet good people all the time. And so it's weird. It's like damn, I must be the luckiest person in the world, you know. And then I think some people don't think about I think ultimately you got to always fix yourself, work on yourself, analyze and figure out like why are you attracting these type of people in your life? Because I remember when I was dating, I remember a point in my life where I felt like I'm like, damn, you know, a lot of women that I date, they loud, they want to try to fight, they real pushy. And what I realized is, to be honest, I was like, bro, you low key are attracted to, for lack of a better word, you attracted to ghetto women. I had to realize that the black women weren't the problem. It was the black women I was attracted to that was the problem. And once I changed that and I fixed that and I started looking at, hey, what am I attracted to? Let me look into my past and see why I'm attracted to it. Why am I comfortable being around somebody that speaks this way, talks this way, and act this way? And once I realized that, I was able to adjust my standards. And if you adjust your standards, what you're willing to accept, and you learn what to look out for, how to vet people properly, it'll adjust what you attract to you and you'll fix that on your own. It's the same way. For instance, I heard a guy say that, man, all these black women on the internet and Instagram is twerking and showing their butt, right? Well, one day I got tired of seeing that crap because I used to think the same thing. And so I kid you not, if you were on my timeline and you was showing your butt and you was twerking, you were unfollowed and you were blocked. You know what's on my timeline now? Women that are painting. Um, I found something cool. I found a lot of women that are doing makeup, but not like makeup to just beautify themselves, but the women that do the Hollywood makeup. It's this one woman, she's a carpenter. They got this one woman, she does do it yourself projects. And so once I started removing the negative out, I started realizing no, not every woman is on the internet twerking. You have other women that are doing other things. You got to fix your algorithm. And believe it or not, when you're out there dating and meeting people, forming friendships, people even have problems in their friendships. They need to fix their algorithm. There's no group of people that are all just doing the same thing. You got a group of people and you got different type of people within that group. That's like saying, that's like being a guy, right? And say you're in the art and painting, right? And then you make a comment and say, every man is in the sports. It's hard for me to have friendships because all these guys in the sports. That's not true. There's a lot of guys that don't watch sports and not into sports that are into other things. You gotta fix your algorithm so you can see those people and meet those people and meet up with them. Fix your algorithm. You just around the wrong people, you in the wrong area. And like Kendra G had suggested to the one of the women, sometimes you gotta pack your bags, pick up and move and go to the area um for yourself. You may be in a certain area. If you're some people like live in like college towns and they're they're heavily into football and sports. If you live in one of those towns, yeah, most people you meet gonna want to talk about sports. So maybe you need to move out that town. You're in the town that's really, really into football. But you can't think that that town represents every town in your country, every city in your country, every street every neighborhood in your country. No, it's not true. Fix your algorithm. Get out of your bubble so you can experience um other people. Now, I'm gonna hold on to that. Fix your algorithm. Anywho, I think it's been over an hour at least. I'm gonna end this live and then I might come back and do one more video because I ain't doing nothing with my life, to be honest with you. Thank y'all for those who tuned in and watched. I appreciate it very much. If you like the content, subscribe. I don't ask for no money or donation. If you could like the video, that's helpful. If you want anybody who watches this on the replay, um like the video as well, get in the comments. I try my best to respond to well, I respond to everybody. It ain't like I'm some famous person that ain't got time to respond to people. I was gonna lie and say I'll respond if I get time. Look, I always be responding to people. It might be me and a couple people in the chat having a whole conversation. So I pretty much always respond to people in the comments. Another thing you can look out for too is in my community tab. I do post questions and for people to answer. I might say, hey, I might just ask a random question, followed with a yes or no, response and stuff. So that's another thing in my community tab that I do. But anywho, I'm Risky Behavior. I'm gonna catch y'all later. Appreciate y'all. Much love. Much love for tuning in and watching these videos with me. I appreciate you all. I'm out of there.
Risky behavior.